The second thing that when it comes to leading virtually is having really, really explicit expectations for communication. One of the things that we have to be clear on with our employees is understanding how we communicate with each other effectively. And of course, communication on virtual teams is often less frequent and less interactive, sorry, than face-to-face. And the latter provides more personal cues and information about the emotional states of our employees. And it's really hard to read people virtually when you have 5 to 8 small boxes that you're looking at simultaneously, right? So you can't always see their level of engagement. So make sure that you're being extremely clear and disciplined about how the team will communicate and hold employees accountable when they drop the ball. Talk about which channel you use for which type of communication. If you've got instant messaging versus email versus a call versus a virtual call, right? And what are they expected to communicate and share? One of the things that we do, and we've always done this as a business because we're not always on site with our staff because we're on site with our clients, is that at the end of every day, the staff sends us an email to let us know what they did that day. It's a really great communication tool that gives us visibility in to what it is that our staff is doing, and it also lets us immediately know as we head into the next day if there's anything specific that we want to reprioritize or we want to check in with them about, okay? Again, part of that defining expectations for communication is what are there certain behaviors that are unacceptable? We've heard lots of reports lately about employees being more emotional on calls, bosses being more emotional on these calls than the kind of behavior we would normally see inside of an organization when everybody's on site together. So again, what are some of those things? How do we interrupt? How do we agree to interrupt or cut people off when they're dominating the conversation? And again, so just like the same way with meetings, we're going to sit down and we want to be really, really clear around communication. And don't be afraid to increase the expectations if you're finding your first layer didn't go far enough, right? And people are still dropping the ball. One of the things that we've also talked about is if you've got staff that are working from home right now and they have kids at home, what are some of those expectations for communications? Are there certain windows in the day where they absolutely have to be available to connect? What's the time frame or the response time if you've messaged them or if you'd reach out to them? Because again, if they were in the office, you would expect other than them being away from their desk for, the bathroom or lunch or because they were running an errand in the office, you would expect to hear back from them within a certain period of time. What are those kinds of expectations for staying connected and communicating?